Hey everybody, my name is Chi and you can call me Ben. Welcome to the channel. Over here, you can find vlogs, tutorials, and occasionally videos that hopefully provide entertainment and educational value to you. What the fuck is this? Why is it this? The background is cluttered, so might as well just remove some things. In today's video, I would like to share with you how I, as a creator, stay creative on a day-to-day basis. And because of the ongoing pandemic right now, this has become ever so prominent. But before we get into the video, don't forget to slam the like button. Oh, and while you're at it, don't forget to slam the subscribe button as well. Because the last time I checked, there are only like 23.5% of you subscribed who are watching my videos. If you want to stay notified for upcoming videos, I bet you guys know what to do lah. So now that is out of the way, let's jump right into the video. A few days ago, my cohort finally graduated from our university after like so long of waiting since last year July, thanks to the pandemic. And besides celebrating our achievements with my classmates and my group mates, my cohort mates, I also took the initiative to approach my friends and my peers who are from other courses who were also graduating during the same period of time. I even took the first step to personal message a few of my close friends to congratulate them for their achievements as well. Upon exchanging messages with a friend of mine by the name of Jason Fong, he asked me a question which I really deeply resonated and would love to share with you all in today's video. Basically, he asked, how does one stay creative or be creative? Like sometimes at work, you just get stuck. So how does one stay creative then? When I read his message, the question he asked really resonated deep within me, within my heart, within my mind. It was a question I asked myself a lot, continuously, when I was starting off as a content creator on YouTube and as I entered and progressed throughout my university years while I was studying for digital film production. But as I started and finished my internship and now currently working a day job, I actually subconsciously already discovered the answer to my question. But it was only until Jason, when he asked me this question, is when I had the moment of epiphany that, hey, I actually already found the answer to my question. And this question is also a question I believe a lot of creatives are still struggling to answer till this day. All creatives, all budding creatives, even some professional creatives as well. At that time, upon reading the message Jason sent to me, I simply just typed an answer and replied to him. But the thing is, the question dwelled in my mind for a very long time on my way to work. His question just keeps on replaying and replaying and replaying, just like a broken cassette in my mind. And that is because the answer I gave him, well, at least I felt that the answer I gave him was not satisfactory enough. To me, it felt like I still could share a lot more with him. It's like what I wanted to share with him cannot be expressed with only just a few lines of words within a chat bubble. So then I thought to myself, hey, why not I just make a video about this? Mainly because I want to remind myself, just in case life happens and I so forget about it. And at the same time, share it with people like Jason, who also have the same question, but just feel a bit too difficult to voice it out and ask due to embarrassment or a fear of being laughed at by their peers. Basically people who shy lah, so why so shy? Based on Jason's question, where how do creative people stay creative, I have come up with about 5 points. No, I definitely came up with 5 points that I would like to share with you guys. First of all, and this may sound very simple to all of you, but honestly, in all honesty, this has been in the back of my mind for the longest of times, and I only started doing it recently, like only a year or two ago. As a creative person, you must always make sure that at all times, you are always carrying a pen and a notebook. Huh? Keep notebook? Why so mafan? I can remember one lah. Okay. Let me ask you this. Remember the time before you fell asleep, you suddenly thought of starting a new hobby, but you were sleepy and you decided to tell yourself to do it tomorrow? Or what about that time you're taking a dump in the toilet and then suddenly a very great idea appeared? Chances are, after you have woken up, or after you flush your toilet, you have probably already forgotten your ideas because your ideas also went down into the drain. Yes, you either completely forgotten what you thought of, or you have this freaking fucking feeling where there's something you just remember, but then you cannot remember about it. It's like you remember you forgot something, but you cannot remember what it is. You know how frustrating that feeling is? Do you know? Trust me, been there, done that. I completely understand how you feel. Because for the more than the past 18 years of my life, I have pretty much gone through the same thing. There have been so many potentially great ideas that came across my mind, but just never stayed because I've never used a pen to capture them onto a notepad. And these ideas range from melodies, lyrics to unreleased songs, and even sometimes script ideas for potential movies. Heck, sometimes I even don't remember the startup ideas I have in my mind as well. Having something to take notes, pun intended, having something to take notes with, whether or not it's like a normal notepad or something as powerful as a smartphone, especially smartphones, has changed my life creatively. If there's only one invention I would choose to help me survive through a whole pandemic, it will definitely be this device over here. Not only is this gadget good for entertainment, it's also a very good device, a very great tool to gather information. For example, you can search the World Wide Web, and within milliseconds, the answer of when Google was founded would be within your fingertips. You can take a picture or a video of your lecture notes and then share it to your friends through WhatsApp. You can even record a lecture that's like about 2 hours long and then go back home and sit down at your desk, re-listen to your recording and retake your notes to make sure that you got every single point right. It's no wonder why smartphones can gain mass adoption within just a few years when you compare it with items like computers and laptops. Because these things pack endless possibilities. If you're curious what apps do I use on my phone to help me jot down notes, in all honesty, all I do is just stick to like default note-taking app. Just because, especially me, I use a Samsung phone. All I have to do is take my pen out and create a note, and I can just scribble anything I want onto my screen. As I slide my pen back into its shaft, the note is already saved into the phone, and then I can carry on with my life without any worries that I may forget what I thought about during that point in time. It doesn't even have to be a Samsung phone as well. You can also use an Apple iPhone or an Apple iPad. They also are good. Even other phone brands like Huawei, OnePlus, they all have their own native and default note-taking apps which you can utilize. And the best part of them having their own native apps is that it is very well integrated into the phone's operating system, so that you don't have to worry so much about wasting time, a few seconds just to look for the app on your phone, because all you have to do is just wake your phone and you can already jot down whatever you want and forget about it. Not really forget about it, but you get the idea. Of course, I also use other apps as well, but when it comes to just dumping what I have in mind so that I can work on it later, hands down, I'll use the default note-taking app that comes with my smartphone. And when it comes to the subject of actually using programs or applications that I use when it comes to script writing or developing my ideas, I do use Microsoft Word when I was still studying in university, because my university provides the software for free. But of course, if you are looking for something free, Google Docs is obviously free, and it's the same as Microsoft Word, so might as well just use Google Docs lah. These two programs are my most commonly used, but recently I'm also experimenting with a program or website called Notion, which was actually recommended by a close friend of mine back at the time, before watching a recommendation video by a YouTube personality by the name of Ali Abdal. Ali Abdal is a famous YouTuber who I follow and respect, and if you are interested in learning more about productivity, do check out his videos over down in the description, because I'll link his channel down there. Other noteworthy, pun intended, note-taking apps that you can use as well would be Evernote, OneNote. I have a whole script there, Rome Research and etc. Evernote, how could I forget? But yeah, I don't use them at all. So secondly, to stay creative constantly, one has to consume media frequently. Go ahead and just watch your YouTube videos, or your favorite drama series, or your favorite anime, or you can just listen to all your favorite music, your favorite podcasts, or even your favorite audiobooks. Heck, you can even go read your favorite novels, favorite news articles, or favorite blog posts. Because all of these sources of information or media is actually a huge inspiration and reference to your next big idea. I forgot to mention about comics. Huh? But Ben, if I copy them, I'll get influenced by their style. Then like that, not original lor. Yes, I do understand that as well, because I occasionally, even until this day, I still feel the same way. Though I used to feel it much more when I was at the peak of my interest in when it comes to wanting to create stuff constantly, especially during my DFP days. But the older I grow, the more I am able to control this emotion of mine. And it's also because during my internship days, there was a talk by an ex-colleague of mine within the same company who have gave a speech related to, copying and stealing people's artwork. Technically speaking, everything in the world is not original anymore. Everything is technically copied or stolen from somewhere else, or being inspired from somewhere else. Chances are, whatever big idea you have in mind right now, either it has already been done, you just have to Google search and find out, or it is currently being done by other people. If not being done, at least other people around the world are probably thinking about the same thing. Maybe a few, not a lot, but a few. There will be people who are thinking about the same thing, the same ideas that you think about. Yes, this fact is discouraging when you hear it, but at the same time, if you think about it, it's actually very empowering as well. Think of it this way. It is empowering because someone has already done it. So you don't have to waste all your time to figure out all the possible routes that could help you achieve your goal. All you have to do is either look up for the information online or approach the person who has done it before and become their mentee. Have them as your mentor and learn from them, learn from their successes, learn from their mistakes. And if it's an idea that truly hasn't been done, then of course, kudos to you for creating an really original idea. But technically nothing is original anymore. Everything is being built upon something else. And if what you're working on right now doesn't really exist in the world, bringing it to life actually is a very empowering thing. Because if you think about it, bringing your idea to life, realizing your idea, turning it into something that can potentially empower and help thousands and thousands of people in the future, that one day in the future, they just cannot fascinate or imagine a world without what you created. For example, just like this smartphone, because without the iPhone, there wouldn't be this smartphone as well. And actually, even before that, without a very crappy touchscreen phone, there wouldn't have been the iPhone as well. And you get the picture how, from flip phones to touchscreen phones, and before that, from landlines. So what this potentially means is that what big idea that you have right now doesn't actually appear out of thin air. It is an accumulation of ideas and references that you experience throughout your life or from what you've consumed that has slowly gathered up, clumped together and bear fruit. Sometimes the process may take just a few days, but other times it may take up to a few months, and worse yet, a few years and even a few decades. Hopefully, at the end of the day, what you strive to create is an improvement of an already existing product that you believe will make the world a better place. For example, the other day I was reading this book, The Bezos Letters by Steve Anderson, and one thing I realized is that Jeff Bezos, the founder of Amazon, also founded another company, a space exploration company known as Blue Origin. Bet you didn't know about that leh. Based on this book, Steve Anderson actually quoted an interview with Jeff Bezos by Alan Boyle, which I'll loosely paraphrase because it would be a bit too time consuming if I were to actually read it word for word to you guys. Bezos pointed out that for the past 50 years, there was hardly any exponential growth or exponential breakthrough when it comes to space exploration, mainly because space exploration is very expensive. Blue Origin's goal within the story of space exploration is to build a foundation with reusable launch vehicles for the children of tomorrow, so that in turn, these children, our children in the future, can go on and achieve even greater heights. Reading this book basically taught me that we should pay it forward and think only for the long term. And it is a principle that I do stand by. Thirdly, as a content creator, we should always seek for feedback. But not just any feedback. We have to seek for constructive feedback. Yes, I know when it comes to feedback, there are some that stings a little, and there are some that fucking stabs into your kokoro. But remember, all this painful feedback is part of the journey that will help you grow as you become Pirate King or become the world's greatest hero. All these painful feedback are meant to help you grow. So do yourself a huge favor by turning your heart into stone and listen and receive all the constructive feedback that the respectable people are willing to critique you with. Do your very best to take into account of all these opinions and criticism, and of course filter them out. By filtering out, it means that ultimately you don't have to become everything what other people says. You have to compare what other people say with your own values. When you receive other people's points of view, ask yourself this question: why did they say what they said? Are they comparing you to your role model that you told them about a few months back? Is it because of that they are using your role model and trying to gauge your success with theirs? Or are they simply just suggesting a style or an idea that has been shown in other content creators? Whatever they say, definitely not all the time there's an ill intent. Sometimes people just say it because they really want to help you, and that's all they know about, because those sources of information that are available to them are what that condition them into sharing with you what they think that could help improve how you perform on camera or how you do certain tasks, whether it's writing music, performing, hosting a camera video show, playing games, or even just working in general. Make sure you filter out all this criticism and compare them with your own core values. Do these points of view or criticism improve my core values? If yes, then adopt them and do your best to change for the better. If what they are saying is not who you want to be and it doesn't hurt to not listen to them as well, then just screw it lah. At the end of the day, you are your own person, so you make decisions on who you want to be. Of course, I would advocate that you be a better person than who you were the day before. That's why you need to analyze and filter through all the feedback and then siphon out only the ones that can help improve and make you a better person as you strive towards your desired direction. Fourthly, connect and build a network of friends and peers that can help inspire you. They can be people from the same profession or people with diverse backgrounds. Personally, I have friends from these two extremes, and I am always constantly being inspired every day when I interact with them in one way or another. I work with them and I learn a lot from them through the interactions and conversations and discussions I have with them whenever I get to interact with them face to face or even through voice call, video call. Sometimes we don't even speak about serious stuff, we just talk random bullshit, or sometimes we'll just be playing games or just be questioning about our lives or even sharing our own life experiences up till that point. Sure, most of the information through the discussions and conversations I have with them most of the time may not directly influence my thinking or help directly in my work today. But all these information that I gather from them, all these experiences I get to experience with them, eventually one day in the future, I will look back at the journey of life and I'll probably take inspiration from the conversations we had, the contents of conversation we had, or the personality traits that were displayed by my friends when they are going through a certain situation. It is those moments I spend hanging out with my friends that are the most valuable to me when it comes to idea creation. And it is those memories I'm willing to share it to an audience, to share it to the world, and hopefully invoke the same warmth inside them. And finally, the most important thing of all, yet not the most known, or at least the most thought of, would be to experience your life to the fullest. Yes, like I mentioned earlier in the video, our big ideas come from anything that we experience that bring inspiration to us. Our great ideas are inspired by little bits of everything we gather throughout life. And it is only by experiencing all these events, experiencing all these little moments, all these memories we gather, that will ultimately give us ideas, great ideas that hopefully we will implement into society for the betterment of everything. Every individual's life is different based on who they are born to, where they are from, the environment they are living in, the personality they develop, and the list goes on and on. So no matter if you fail miserably or score desirable results, the most important thing is to experience your life to the fullest. Know that what has happened is just a part of life, and learning from it can open so many doors, so many possibilities into the future. And that, my friends, are the 5 things that has helped me stay creative on a day-to-day basis. I really do hope that this video has provided educational and entertainment value to you. And before I end this video, I would like to leave you with a quote from Pablo Picasso, who once said, "Good artists copy, great artists steal." Once again, thank you so much to my friend Jason for asking me this question and also allowing me to share this information with all of you watching at home. By the way, if you are interested in working with Jason, who is a youth trainer at Work Inspires, I'll leave his LinkedIn profile link down in the description below. If you like this video, don't forget to slam the like button and remember to subscribe. Don't forget to check out the other videos on the channel as well. And I'll see you next time. Good night.